Men always gonna be hated. Men ain't loved or missed until we gone. That's when you look up one day and everything is in fucking shambles. And you say, God damn, what's going on around here? Granddaddy dead. Granddaddy gone. And grandma done let everything turn to fucking shambles.
Or a lot of these other countries looking at America because Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are our leaders, looking at us as weak. We see the chaos that has happened throughout the world and within the country. And then when Donald Trump comes in, we see what happens. Now, let me show y'all this next video of why I think that a lot of people dislike Donald Trump. Let me show y'all this next video since we're on this same point. And you guys tell me if you agree with this brother or not. I feel like I've seen his videos a while ago. And then it's funny, I saw like 2 of his videos yesterday. So it's just the algorithm, man. It's that X algorithm. So let's take a look at what this brother had to say. I'm going to prep you in advance. There are some curses. So just bear with me for a bit and pay attention to the message. All right.
Get this. Men are not loved. Men have to put their fucking foot in folks' ass. Men have to lay down the law.
Let me run it back and make sure y'all heard brother clearly, all right, from the jump.
Let me tell the American people something so we get this. Men are not loved. Men have to put their fucking foot in folks' ass. Men have to lay down the law. Men have to lay down the truth. Donald Trump is a man. The fact that all these fucking women hating him shows that he's doing exactly what men do. I'm despising my own motherfucking house. Because if I let the women do what they want to do, it'll be a fucking shit show. Men. Barack Obama didn't love America. Barack Obama treated America the way women want him to treat America. Bill Clinton treated America the way women. Donald Trump is treating America the way a man would treat America. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. White people only make up 7% of the world. Stop killing your fucking babies. We gonna die off. That's what Donald Trump says. Hey, Mexico, take your fucking criminals back. Canada, you need to be a part of the fucking USA. It costs us a lot of money to protect you son of a bitches. Russia, calm the fuck down. Y'all know we'll bomb on y'all motherfucking ass. China and North, y'all chill the fuck out too. Man shit. Barack Obama was giving Iran billions of dollars. Man shit. Men always gonna be hated. Men ain't loved or missed until we gone. That's when you look up one day and everything is in fucking shambles. And you say, God damn, what's going on around here? Granddaddy dead. Granddaddy gone. And grandma done let everything turn to fucking shambles.
Is he wrong? Is he wrong? Now, I wanted to play the whole video. Now there's a couple points that I want to address. Going back over the video now. Men, this is what we hold up. Matter of fact, hold up. I got to switch this up. This is what we talk about all the time. Hold on. There we go. This is what we talk about all the time when I say that it's the men, it's the weak men that have created a lot of the chaos that has gone on in this country. It's the weak men. I can bring up countless examples in my life. I can bring up an example where I'm in the cab or I'm in an Uber cab. I'm in an Uber with Maya and this California Democrat. He's telling me that women should be able to wear whatever they want to wear. Women should be able to wear anything. My girlfriend should wear. Men should not comment on it. These are the weak men that allow women to put themselves in dangerous situations. You see it across the board. Men are not loved. Fathers are not appreciated because the things that men and fathers, and I'm talking about capital M men, bring to the table are the things that challenge, the things that hold you accountable, the things that hold you accountable to be disciplined. That's what a man brings to the table. That's why growing up in my household with my brother and I, that's why we knew when to ask mom for certain stuff. We knew, if we go with mom, you got the option to go with mom or dad. You know that you're going to have to be on your best behavior with dad, but with mom, you could be a little bit more free. You know how you're around certain people, and even if they're not saying anything, you feel that you are held to a higher standard, where it's like you get a little not nervous, but you're just around somebody where it's like, hey, I need to behave because dad's here. Dad's not playing any games. Dad doesn't care about, oh, I want more candy. I want more. No, a dad is disciplined. A dad brings structure. A dad is that godly being. You know what I'm saying? And this is why when I look at religion, when you have and I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but when you have a society, and this is why I've kind of changed my opinion on religion, where in the past I'm like, listen, I'm not a part of a religious group, but I have a new way of looking at it because I appreciate what religion brings to the table. Religion brings rules. Religion brings structure. So even though I'm not a part of a religious group, I see the benefits of it. And that's why when you have a society that pushes against religion, it's funny how it also aligns with the society that pushes against male leadership. We are seeing what happens when this country is led by weak men that want to appease women, that want to do any and everything just to be liked and loved by women, rather than doing what's right. Rather than there's men that are celebrated. Think about the men that are celebrated right now in society. It's the men that allow women to do whatever the hell they want to do. It's not the men that bring structure. It's not the men that actually hold women accountable. It's none of those things. Those are the men that, you know what? Let's like I told you, I want to go over the video one more time. There's a couple things that I want to highlight, and then we'll go from there.
Let me tell the American people something so we get this.
And what are y'all opinions? Y'all tell me, what is your opinion? What was your experience growing up in the household? What is your experience, even with think about being in school. This is why it's also important for a lot of men or boys growing up to not just have female teachers, women teachers. This is why it's important to have men teaching in the schools, because you already know it comes with a different level of structure and discipline. I wish if my mom and dad were sitting right next to me, they would tell you how scared I was in fourth grade. In fourth grade, my elementary school, shout out to Watchung in Montclair, New Jersey. My elementary school, in the fifth grade teachers, one of the teachers was Mr. O'Connor. And if you went to Watchung, and you already know when it came down to Mr. O'Connor, he didn't play any games. He did not play any games. I can remember being scared, like damn near scared. I was nervous and anxious the entire summer and the year leading up until I found out which class that I would be in, because I was so scared of Mr. O'Connor, because he was a hard-nosed, structured person that did not play any games, did not take any ish. And then I actually got him as a teacher. And I appreciated that. I probably had my best year. Matter of fact, that was my best year ever. I'm not sure if I've showed y'all before my report card from that year. That's the one that I have framed that year, the one that I was scared of because of this man. But what did that structure and discipline do? What did that added level of accountability do with that man as a teacher? It pushed me to maximize my potential. It pushed me to up my standards. We always talk about the importance of standards and raising them, because that's the only way that we're going to change and become the leaders that we need to become and the people that we need to become to accomplish these audacious goals that we have. This is what men bring to the table. But I did not appreciate Mr. O'Connor until afterwards. I did not appreciate the structure that he brought to the table until I'm actually going through it, where before I was looking at it like, nah, he's mean. That's what men are. He's not mean. He's a man.
Men are not loved. Men have to put their fucking foot in folks' ass.
And when he starts off saying that men are not loved, men looking for love rather than respect in a lot of ways, in my opinion, is what has led to a lot of the chaos and the downfall of our country. Men not being real with ourselves, men caring more about what other people think and how they're looked at, is the reason why we live in a country where men are playing sports against women, where you're allowed to be whatever gender. You got 100 different genders, whatever your sexuality, they, them. You got tampons in boys' bathrooms, drag queens reading books to kids in school. This is the reason why. Because men care more about how other people feel about them rather than just living in their purpose and being good leaders. This is what has happened.
Men have to lay down the law. Men have to lay down the truth. Donald Trump is a man. The fact that all these fucking women hating him shows that he's doing exactly what men do. I'm despising my own motherfucking house. Because if I let the women do what they want to do, it'll be a fucking shit.
Maya, I don't know if you're listening. What do we talk about all the time? What do you recognize a lot of what happens? What do I always point out? The difference between male leadership and female leadership, how a man's not appreciated, how what a man does. And this is why, let's talk about it. This is why it's so important for fathers to be in the household, especially when it comes to daughters. A lot of times we're going to focus on the fellas. And no, when I say especially for the daughters, I'm not saying it's more important for the daughters, but a lot of times we think that it's only important for the young boys. So this is why it's just as important for the young women to have a father in your household, because when you do not have a father in your household, what ends up happening? Even if you have a father in your household, in a lot of cases where the fathers try to be the friends, they try to be their daughter's friend. They want to be liked by their daughters. So therefore, you got all these women either growing up with, let's say, fathers are not in the household and their fathers just want to be friends because they know that they're not showing up as a father. So therefore, they want to overcompensate and just be loved and appreciated and have all the friendship with their daughter. So what ends up happening? No man has never held that daughter accountable. So therefore, when that daughter gets into a relationship with a man, what ends up happening? What is the man supposed to bring to the table? Structure, discipline, accountability. So now that daughter that's growing up, the first time that she's ever experienced somebody holding her accountable, somebody pushing her to be more disciplined, to hold themselves to a certain standard, now they push back. They can't understand how some man, my daddy doesn't even hold me accountable. My dad doesn't even hold me accountable. So you think I'm going to allow you to hold me accountable? This is what happens. And these are the conversations, exactly what I'm saying, are the tough conversations that a lot of men have been too scared to have because they prefer to be loved rather than to actually get stuff done and to move in a purposeful way. That's real manhood, not just trying to play Superman and cape and simp to women all the time, but it's holding them accountable. But if you've never had your father do it, you think they're going to let some dude do it? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Y'all tell me if I'm lying.
Barack Obama didn't love America. Barack Obama treated America the way women want him to treat America. Bill Clinton treated America the way women. Donald Trump is treating America the way a man would treat America. I don't give a fuck about your feelings.
I don't.
White people only make up 7% of the world. Stop killing your fucking babies. We're going to die off. That's what Donald Trump says. Hey, Mexico.
This is, and think about what he's saying. Think about what he's saying. See, people are so caught up in race. People are so caught up in race that this whole abortion thing, when it comes to the Republicans and even what you heard with the 2025 project, there is a reason why they don't want abortions. They don't want abortions because if white people continue to have abortions, they're going to end up, their population is going to shrink. Wouldn't that be a common sense type of thing? What do we do when it comes to endangered species? What do? We try to make sure that we take care of that population, that we're not killing those particular animals so they can repopulate. What is the difference? It's a common sense approach. What gets me so frustrated is the fact that we don't even realize that. Look at the amount of people that have abortions, the amount of women that have abortions. It's an overwhelmingly amount of Black women. Overwhelmingly amount of Black women. Black women, I believe, make up for, I'm just throwing this number out there, I'm not exactly sure, I think 40% of the abortions in America. Black women are not 40% of the women in America. But what do Black people do? We fight to have the right to abort babies, not even realizing, because and this is the emotional aspect compared to the logical aspect. Having babies used to be seen as an asset. Now we look at kids as a liability. We prioritize any and everything else rather than kids. And I'm just telling y'all because I've done it myself, which is why I'm 37 with no kids. So I have to acknowledge where I am part of the problem as well. But this is how we were brought up. We were brought up to prioritize certain things. Now, I do think that it's different when it comes to a man and a woman, just because biologically we're different. Men have a little bit more, men have more time, obviously, kids and those things, and the things that men have to bring to the table, provision, So therefore, to provide, especially in today's age, you know that you got to be, or I'm not going to say that you have to be, but a lot of us men feel that we have to be making a certain amount of money, become independent financially, so that way we can bring provision to the table. But in all actuality, it shouldn't even have to be that way, in my opinion. There's a lot of other cultures that we see that the men, they're getting married young, but they're not financially just stable and just on point with this. We know exactly what's going on. No, they build with their family, but we have a different approach. We have a different thought process, especially with our women. Our women are prioritizing, and you hear a lot of women come out saying that, oh, I prioritize my career over family. All these different things are occurring, and we don't even realize that the things that we fight for, we're hustling backwards. We're fighting for things that are destroying our communities. Let's keep going.
Oh, take your fucking criminals back. Canada, you need this. Hey, Mex USA, it costs us a lot of money to protect you son of a bitches. Russia, calm the fuck down. Y'all know we'll bomb on y'all motherfucking ass. China.
Now, I said excuse the curses, but let's be real. This is the difference between Donald Trump and Joe Biden.
And North, y'all chill the fuck out too. Man, shit. Barack Obama was giving Iran billions of dollars. Man, shit. Men always gonna be hated. Men ain't loved or missed until we gone. That's when you look up one day and everything is in fucking shambles. And you say,
men ain't loved or missed until we gone. Mrs. Bunch, Miss Bunch. Maya, that's who I'm talking to. How many times do we have this conversation? How many times have I said that? Men have to understand that in order to, that's your role. You know how, you ever play, so let's say you play football. When you start off playing football, everybody wants to be the quarterback or the running back, right? The quarterback or the running back. That's what everybody wants to do. That's the role that everybody wants to play. And hold on.
Men always gonna be hated. Men ain't loved.
Sometimes there's a lot of people that have to play, they call it the trenches. So to the point that I was trying to make, everybody wants to be the quarterback and the running back. But who's going to be the lineman? Who's going to be the person that blocks and doesn't get any of the glory? Who's going to be the fullback that doesn't score one touchdown, but has to lead the running back to every single touchdown that they have? This is the role that men have. Men are not going to get the glory. Men are not going to get the love. Men are not going to get the appreciation, because that's not the things that men bring to the table. Men don't bring comfort to the table. In a lot of ways, men bring discomfort because that's where growth lives. Discomfort because that's where safety and provision comes from a lot of times. It just is what it is. Let's keep moving.
Loved or missed until we gone. That's when you look up one day and everything is in fucking shambles. And you say, God damn, what's going on around here? Granddaddy.
And I want to bring up a point that Queez just brought up. Queez, I'm glad that you brought that up. When you have your child, Dak, that battery on your back will be even bigger. Queez, I appreciate you saying that, and I believe that 100%. And I just had a conversation with one of our bros over the weekend, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing where for whatever reason we feel that we have to get to a certain point, and a lot of times that's us buying into what society says about us. Oh, men ain't this, men ain't that. Because if you're 20 to 25 years old, chances are you're not making amazing money to the point where you could take the women on trips, go to this 5-star restaurant. You could eat here, dine here, live this type of life. It's not going to be that. But with society, because we got Instagram and everybody competing to show lives that they're not truly living, what it does is it sets a terrible precedent. It sets the bar so high to now where just a man just being a solid brother. Just a man being a solid brother is not appreciated because, oh, I want my man to be able to provide me all these other things that I see men providing on the gram. Everybody is comparing their individual lives, their day-to-day lives to somebody else's highlight tape on Instagram. And that's what happens. We're comparing our practice to somebody else's highlight tape. It's not going to work best that way. Maya wrote countless times that I've told her. So let's move on. I want to show y'all this video that somebody sent me on DEI. Get your it's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe.
And if you're feeling real